silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, and soon it will be Christmas Day. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting, smile after smile. And on every street corner you can hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Oh, ring-a-ling, oh, hear them ring, 'cause soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blink of bright red and green, as the maulers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you can hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Oh, ring-a-ling, hey, hear them ring. Oh, soon it will be Christmas Day. Oh, silver bells, yeah, silver bells. It's Christmas time on the island, yes, everywhere, ring-a-ling. Oh, you can hear them ring, 'cause soon it will be Christmas Day. Oh, soon it will be Christmas Day. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all know that Santa's coming. We all know that Santa's coming. We all know that Santa's coming, and soon we'll be here. We three kings of Orient are bearing gifts, we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all know that Santa's coming. We all know that Santa's coming. We all know that Santa's coming, and he soon will be here.
Season's greetings from the North Pole, and welcome to Nite at the Puppet Asylum's Naughty or Nice Holiday Slam. I'm your special guest correspondent, Alfie Greenwood, reporting live from the North Pole. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce tonight's musical host, Hugo Migo.
better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you're being bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, we are delighted to have you join us tonight at the Puppet Asylum's Naughty or Nice Holiday Puppet Slam, an evening of holiday puppetry shorts and other seasonal silliness. I'm Hugo Migo, your musical host. Tonight's Puppetry Slam is being broadcast live from the North Pole. This evening's show brings brilliant puppet artists and performers from around the globe sharing their puppetry with us. Night at the Puppet Asylum's Puppetry Slam is made possible by the Heather B. Henson Fund and the Puppet Slam Network's generous support. A big thank you to all our virtual audience for tuning in and pledging a small donation after the show. We appreciate you all. We have a terrific lineup, and first up is, this just in, we have breaking news from our North Pole correspondent.
Alfie Greenwood here, reporting to you live from the North Pole. We have breaking news. This just in. Unusual aurora borealis substorms are creating a sensation here at base camp. Weather reports predict increased northern light activity for the next few days. What does this mean for Santa's big ride on Christmas Eve? With only a few more nights to get ready, the workshop is abuzz with the news of the biggest light show on Earth, making for excellent visibility for Santa and the reindeer. You might be wondering why I'm reporting from inside this oversized snow globe. Oh, well, earlier this year, new protocols were put into place due to the worldwide pandemic. Santa made an executive order to quarantine the entire elfin work staff to live and work in these specially designed snow pods as a preventative measure. And the 360-degree view of the northern lights is a bonus. Back to you, Hugo.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Hey, Hugo. You know who else likes jingle bells? Krampus. He's naughty. I like him.
He sure is. I love Alfie. That brings us to our first piece, Searching for Krampus, a miniature cranky show. It is written and performed by Tanya Yeager with Twisted Heartworks puppets and combines a dark Christmas lore with poetry and shadows. This short tale chronicles the travels of a morose preteen who, at the urging of her vexed mother, goes in search of the Yuletide beast known as Krampus. Many creatures assist her on her way, but the one that awaits her at the end is the most impactful of all. Here is Searching for Krampus.
Searching for Krampus. In the time of Yule, I'll recall to you a strange event that happened to me. The frosted snow began to fall and pull my heart into melancholy. Though the house was bright and filled with light, my demeanor was dark and sour. My mother, intractable in her Yuletide glee, clicked her tongue at my visage so dour. Young girls who behave like imps are forbidden Yuletide treats. Beware the Krampus, behind the pines he tiptoes and creeps. He waits for children with moods dark as pitch, and then he'll come for you, all teeth and horns and chains and sticks. I scoffed. Mother, I am a girl 12 years gone, and I know you deceive. Stories and nonsense, fables and fiction, all meant to mislead. My mother flipped her hair and lifted her chin. Don't believe me? Journey to the Black Mountain cave and seek him within. She handed me my hat and flung at me my scarf. She cut me 2 pieces of bread, not wanting me to starve. She bid me, at once this house you will leave, and do not come back until you're brighter, and you believe. Well, indignant I set out, stomping along the road, but strangeness seemed to follow me along my path as I strode. First I met a black bear that was covered in green hair, and he offered me a ride. He seemed to know where I was to go, so halfway on him I sat astride. He ran with me fast, until at last we came to an enormous tree. Flown down from her nest was the face quite earnest of a huge osprey looking at me. Well, I took to her back, and she flew me up the mountain black, and then she dropped me at the mouth of the cave. Seek you that within, she said with a grin. He'll teach you to behave. I swallowed hard. I calmed my breath. I steeled my nerve. I entered the cave and walked the tunneled paths that twisted and curved. I came to a chamber that opened wide, filled with light. On the walls were draped holly boughs, like any Yuletide delight. But they were frightfully accented with small skulls and bones, and all manner of fleshy trophies stolen from townfolk homes. On the throne, amidst this strange scene, sat a grinning Krampus, his face both jolly and mean.
If you have been sent, I bet I know why. You have a mood that makes your mother cry. Your heart is hard to the magic of Yule. Come here to me, child. This once I'll be your school.
He held aloft a verdant green bough and said to me,
Look now. The magic of Yule lies in the alchemy of change. The world dies and is reborn in eternal exchange. Among the death and the chill of winter, there is this jolly thing, a reminder of life and growth, this bough so evergreen. We flare the candles and string the lights to remind ourselves of the sun warm and bright. We greet our family and friends with joy and gratitude alone. Unless, of course, you prefer to join my merry little band of bones.
No, frightened, I said. My mother just sent me on a walk. He laughed and said,
Well, good. I'm glad we had this little talk. Go back to her. behave, be merry, be light and kind. For if you are not of good cheer on Krampusnacht, with my basket, I'll not be far behind.
Thank you, Tanya, for reminding us all to behave, or else Krampus will beat those who are naughty with branches and sticks. I find this piece to be very naughty.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Well, next up is Charlotte Dorr with a little advice from Mrs. Claus. But first, a little bit about Charlotte. She's a puppeteer and actor based in the Boston area, and pre-pandemic, she would tour all around New England, presenting puppet shows, storytelling, and performing in theater. Charlotte has performed at slams at the Puppet Showplace in Boston and Blood from a Turnip in Rhode Island. Grab a cup of hot cocoa or a cold cocktail and enjoy freestyling Grandma as she shares her holiday wisdom and humor. Please welcome to the studio, Mrs. Claus.
Ooh, hello, these newfangled things. I'm Mrs. Claus. I hope you've got your cocoa. Excuse me, that's Santa. Santa, get yourselves your own cocoa. You can get your own cocoa. I'm talking to some people right here. Here we go. Well, anyway, I thought since everyone's had such a tough year and I'm Mrs. Claus, it would be nice to see if any of you needed some advice and some cheering up. Yes, you can give me a nice little whatever, the chatty thing that you do, you newfangled young people and all, and I'll give you some advice as best as I can. And in the meantime, I can tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Mrs. Claus. My grandchildren call me Grandma Claus. But I won't be seeing them this winter. In fact, I couldn't even make it to the North Pole. I've got a Zoom call in for later. Now, does anyone out there have any questions for me, Mrs. Claus? I can give you some advice. Oh, we have a question. I didn't see that. Can you throw up, what should I eat on Christmas Eve, Mrs. Claus? From Deanne. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly. Deanne Milaeus. Sorry if I said it wrong, but what you should eat is whatever you like. I mean, it's just one Christmas Eve a year, and it's been such a tough year, so eat just whatever. I mean, I wouldn't recommend eating anything poisonous. That would get you an upset tummy, and if you're allergic, don't do anything like that, but you could have cookies, you could have sushi. I'm not sure if you feel comfortable with takeout, but anyway, you could also just get some popcorn, and I hope that's good. That's a starter anyway. Any other advice? Another question. Why is your husband refusing to let the elves unionize in order to get better COVID safety standards in the workshop? Wow. I am so sorry about that. I've talked to him many times, but ever since we've been hanging, we haven't even been able to be up in the North Pole lately. So he doesn't really know what's going on. And when he doesn't know what's going on, he has to trust, all those news things. And he's not sure what to trust anymore. Plus, it's been so tough for him. So that doesn't really answer your question, because I've got but I do want to say he's working on it and I'm working on it. And there was another advice: how does Santa keep his boyish figure? Can I say this? It's still only 7 o'clock in Pacific time. Well, you can imagine, when I wasn't such an old grandma, I was quite a hot young lady, in the bodacious times. I walked around in a bikini. In fact, that's why Santa said we should stay in Florida, and not go back up because travel. But I have to make this Zoom call. Eve says is it always right to do the right thing even if others aren't? I'm not sure what you're asking, Eve. Is it always right to do the right thing even if others aren't? Well, Santa would say you have to be nice or you'll get coal in your stocking. Now, what some people think is right and what some people think is wrong does vary, but I always like to say, be kind to others, and then you're doing the right thing. Anyway, talking about Eve, it's almost Christmas Eve, and that was and the person was talking about, I forget his name, but someone was asking about unionization. That reminds me, the elves are up in the pole, and I have to talk to them or they'll get upset. I have to tell them. I've got a Zoom call out to Elfie. Elfie, can you say, Elfie?
Hi, Mrs. Claus.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mrs. Claus.
Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah.
good. Is this working? Audience. Oh, good. I'm going to sit back down. I'm not sure of this. So, Elfie, someone was asking about your unionization thing. So I want to ask, how are you doing? Are you all right there?
We're doing fine. We're okay up here in the North Pole.
But you look like you're in a big globe. I thought you'd be in the workshop with the other elves.
Oh,
I see.
Oh, yes.
I know.
This is our new protocol. It was ordered to be, we're all working from snow globes this year due to the pandemic.
Oh, well, I hope you like your isolation. Isolation? I'm not sure if that's funny or not, but anyway, at least I know you're being looked after. One of our audience members was concerned that Santa wasn't making sure you were safe. So I'm very glad you're safe. Now, so that answered that question. Somebody asked about food. So I wanted to say, are you having cookies? Are you having cookies later today?
Oh, yes. We have lots of Christmas cookies here at the North Pole.
Very good. Lots of Christmas cookies. Santa, there's cookies in the kitchen. Grab the cookies to go with your hot cocoa. There we go. Now, does anyone else have any other questions? We had so many questions earlier. They were coming rapid fire, and I couldn't answer them all in time, but I think I got to them. But
I have a question.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I need some advice, Mrs. Claus. I have a roommate and he snores. How do I keep him from snoring?
You have a roommate and he snores? Well, the first thing, this is tricky, because if you didn't like your roommate and you really were frustrated and you asked them to stop snoring and everything la-di-da, and they wouldn't move up because they couldn't afford a new place, you could just get a big baseball bat and hit them over the head. But that would be very naughty. That would hurt them very much. And I don't think people will be too happy with me giving that kind of advice. So instead, I will say this. You should probably sing them a song. And if that doesn't work, you should probably get a peg. One of those closed pegs we used to use when we didn't have washing machines, and you take that peg while they're asleep and just put it over their nose so it sounds like that. And that's all you need to do. And they should stop snoring.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus.
Thank you. It makes me think of the old days. I remember being in New York, And there was one time in New York, I got so angry with the holidays. Oh, Deanne Millis says, thanks, Mrs. Claus. Well, Deanne, I just want to tell you a little bit about when I was young. I would go to New York and well, I lived in New York actually in those days. I was just getting to know Santa. I thought the Christmas holidays were all like a humbug, so to speak. I thought they were just an excuse to buy things. And I was very, a beatnik type, and I would stand on the corner and I would say, don't celebrate, don't do things like that, just say how much you love people, but don't buy anything, and I even started making poems up. Does anyone have a suggestion for a word for me to make up a beatnik poem so I can remember the old days of when I was young in New York, standing against consumerism? Oh, I've got a question. Hi, Mrs. Claus, long time fan, first time posting. You get for the person, or what do you get for the person who has everything? Well, what you get for the person who has everything is exactly what I'm going to do because, yes, you could get gifts, and I do get gifts these days, but for a while I was against them. But the best thing you can do for the person who has everything is give them your heart. And if you really want to be creative and you're a creative type, make up a beatnik poem. So I would like to go back to the old days of New York City and make up a strange beatnik poem. Taxi cabs. Kathy said taxi cabs. I need one other thing. I got taxi cabs. I'll take a couple. We have taxi cabs as a suggestion from Kathy. Well, I'll start with that. If I see any others, I'll try and add them in. Now, this is not a rap because even though I rep my presents now, because I do presents nowadays, I am going to say very slow rap. Ice location. Oh, that's puppet. Oh, so the taxi cabs in New York were in isolation, and the fire of life filled the taxi driver's heart as they went their way, taking people from the subway. As they went subway to their high Mrs. Claus dash less than 3 from Jot Carey. And the doorman at Carey's home came a knocking on the door and said, don't go alone, or you'll be like the Home Alone guy in the holiday skit from SNL. And that's the story that happens when you do a beatnik poem for an elf. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, I have to go. That's Santa. Santa, I'll come over there. I'll get you your apple pie. I'll get you your apple.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus. That was very nice. Yeah, I mean, you have to say Mrs. Claus is nice, otherwise the big guy won't give you any presents.
That's right. Hey, Alfie. One of my favorite things about the holiday season is all of the fantastic movies. And Mrs. Claus brought up a couple right there. What is your favorite holiday film?
Well, of course I love Elf, but then there's Nightmare Before Christmas, and then my favorite's gotta be Home Alone. I just love the way that kid tricks all those burglars. What do you think?
Do you know what my favorite Christmas movie is?
What?
I'm a bit nostalgic, so my favorite, I'll put in a song. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of the white Christmas, with every single card I write, May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
What a beautiful song, Hugo Nigo. I just love White Christmas. It is filled with such beautiful music.
Thank you. Indeed, it's a beautiful song. And that brings us to our next piece performed by Emily Clark and Gerald, her trusty puppet bestie, played by Cody Clark. Cody can be seen puppeting Gerald at the Southern California Renaissance Fair, and both Cody as Gerald and Emily host a video channel called Stealing Focus, where they review TV and movie musicals. So, from my favorite movie musical, White Christmas, here are Emily and Gerald performing the song Sisters.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Never had to have a chaperone, no sir.
I'm there to keep my eye on her, caring, sharing every little thing that we are wearing.
When a certain gentleman arrived from Rome,
she wore the dress and I stayed home. All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain or sun. Two different faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one.
those who've seen us know that not a thing can come between us.
Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can. Lord help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord help the sister who comes between me and my man. All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain or sun. Two different faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one. Oh yeah!
Those who've seen us know that not a thing can come between us.
Many men have tried to split us up, but no one can. Lord help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord help the sister who comes between me and my man. Sisters! Sisters! Sister, don't come between me and my man.
Well, that was nice. Thank you, Emily and Gerald. I just love holiday songs and traditions. One old tradition that seems not to be common these days is telling of ghost stories and spooky tales. This tradition dates back to the Victorian times and even much earlier with pagan Yuletide. Of course, there's Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. That's everywhere. But I miss having the more spooky tale. It's even mentioned in Andy Williams' 1963 holiday classic, you know.
Yes, I think I know what you mean. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. And oh, the weather outside is frightful.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get some spooky stories in here. Mark Green is a puppeteer and filmmaker based in the UK and was recently commissioned by the band Elephant Tree to make a music video. Mark has created this film using shadow puppetry. It was completed with only 2 puppeteers over a period of less than 6 weeks, from build to filming to edit. The piece and the song is called The Fall Chorus.
The dying line beyond the great sleep, writhing of the changing tides holds no key. So holds no key, holds no shell. So holds no key, holds no shell. So say we all now.
Wow, that was nice. Thank you, Mark Crane and Elephant Tree. That song makes me want to sing some carols. It's too bad I don't play any instruments. Hey, is there a musician in the house?
Oh, certainly there is. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, the snow is glistening. It's a beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Well, our next performance is from Robert Amico and Keziah Peterson. They are puppeteers at Kettlehead Studios in Portland, Oregon. We are delighted to have them perform Agnes's Cannibal Kitchen. It's always hard to make a dietary change late in life. Hopefully, Agnes and Mudford can help out old folks like us with the culinary tips and tricks. Based on British folklore, let's take a look.
Welcome to Agnes's Cannibal Kitchen. I am Agnes, the Cannibal Hag.
And I...
Quiet, Mudford. My doctor said that, for the sake of my black heart, I need to lay off the cholesterol and stop eating children. So, to aid any other hags like me who need a change of diet, and trust me, I know how hard it can be to change after 300 years.
Oh, Mum, you don't look a day over 250.
Quiet, Mudford. Where was I? Ah, yes. I thought I would show you some child-free options of my favorite dishes. Tonight, we will start with an old classic two-child stew. Child-free, of course. First, you must gather your ingredients. Lamb ribs.
Lamb ribs?
I have newt.
I have
A flask of olive oil. Carrots.
Carrots.
Ginger.
Oh, ginger.
Cloves of garlic.
Garlic.
Herbs fresh from the garden. Stop that.
Oh.
2 onions. A crock of butter.
Butter.
And a child's shoe.
Oh.
Just because we're not eating children doesn't mean we can't enjoy ourselves a little flavor.
Oh, shoe.
To prep the stew, chop your ingredients down to bite-sized pieces. Go. Okay. There you are. Bite-sized pieces ready for you to eat. Cut the carrots small for some spots of color. Garlic. Crush the garlic. And the eye of newt. And the most important part is the meat. For my child substitute today, I have chosen a side of lamb, as it still has a quality of youth about it. Find the ribs and chop between them with your cleaver. I personally like to leave the bones in for added flavor and crunch. And put all your ingredients in the pot and stir in the light of the moon, preferably a waning gibbous. Of course, you need not do this yourself. Mudford,
Oh, yes, Agnes.
stir the stew.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. What do you do with a drunken spriggan? What do you do with a drunken spriggan? What do you do with a spriggan? Early in the morning. Put him in a box and feed him donuts. Put him in a box and feed him donuts. Put him in a box and feed him donuts. Oh, that's quite delicious. Soup's on.
What?
All right, Agnes, let me get
Yes.
you some. Oh,
There you are. Two-child stew. Child-free. Delicious. Well, that's all the time we have for today, my darlings. But join us next month for another Agnes's Cannibal Kitchen. Say goodbye, Mudford.
Goodbye, Mudford.
No. Goodbye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Naughty. That was really, really fun, though. One of my responsibilities here at the North Pole is to read and sort Santa's fan mail into naughty or nice categories. Here's one letter from Culver City, California. It goes, Dear Santa, I know that I've never written to you before, but if you do bring presents, please bring batteries too. D.K. Jones. P.S. Santa, there's a beer in their fridge. Please take one. Oh, D.K. Here's another one. Dear Santa, you better bring my pony this year, or else there'll be consequences. Sincerely, Rhonda Bowers, Nova Scotia. Ooh, she's a bit much. Naughty for sure. Okay, one more. Dear Santa, I would like for you to bring me boobies just like the ones you brought my mommy last year. Oh, love your friend Carrie, Lake Forest, Idaho. Let's get back to the show, shall we?
He's making a list, checking me twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Well, do you know what folks on the naughty list get in their stockings? Lumps of coal, of course. Which brings us to our next piece from Alison Faith Sulak. Alison is not only tech savvy, she's running this broadcast right now, but she has written and edited this holiday musical parody for us tonight. Jeff Scott Carey joins her as the voice of Sting Enter. No, that sounds like Santana. Santa Ing, Saint Sting, Sambuca. Or maybe I shouldn't try to mash up Sting and Santa and just let you all see this piece. Anyway, here are Alison and Jeff performing Lumps of Coal.
You'll remember me when the snowflakes move every December. You'll forget all you'd done and how bad you were. So I think I'll give you coal. So I put your name, though I thought a while, upon the list of naughty. Then your stocking fell and it crashed on down, 'cause it was filled with lumps of coal. When you stay carefree and you don't think of your family on their birthdays, when you forget your mom, she's a Gemini, that's when I will give you coal. I never made promises lightly, and there have been none that I've broken. Yes, I swear you're a naughty one, therefore I will give you coal. Therefore I will give you coal. You'll remember me when the snowflakes move every December. You know I am real because you were bad, and so I gave you coal. So I only gave you coal. That's right, I only gave you coal. 'Cause you were naughty, I gave you coal.
piece was kind of naughty, like me. What's next, Hugo?
I love that too. Next up, we have Strings and Things Puppet Theater, a Los Angeles-based company with a very unique style of storytelling, bringing us Letters from the North Pole. This delightful tale, based on the Yuletide letters written by J.R.R. Tolkien to his children, is retold in a shadow puppetry style. Enjoy Letters from the North Pole.
Every December, envelopes bearing stamps from the North Pole arrived in our mailbox. Inside, shaky handwritten letters and drawings from Father Christmas told wondrous tales of life from the North Pole, telling fantastic stories of how all the reindeer got loose, scattering presents all over the place. They also told how an accident-prone North Polar Bear climbed the North Pole and fell through Father Christmas's roof and into his dining room. Sometimes even the North Polar Bear would scrawl a note. As time went on, Father Christmas's letters became more detailed, describing his workshop, his friends, and hilarious and alarming events. At first, little is heard of anyone else except the North Polar Bear, but later on appeared snow elves, red gnomes, snowmen, cave bears, and the North Polar Bear's nephews, who came to visit and never went away. North Polar Bear remained Father Christmas's chief assistant and the cause of the many disasters that led to the muddles and deficiencies in your Christmas stockings.
Dear children, I'm dreadfully busy this year. It makes my hands shakier than ever just to think of it. In fact, awful things have been happening. Some of the presents have got spoiled, and I haven't got the North Polar Bear to help me. I had to move to a new house just before Christmas, which is of course why I have a new address. It all happened like this. Outdoors, one very windy day last November, my hat blew off of my head, flew through the air, and stuck right on top of the North Pole. North Polar Bear rushed to climb up the top of the pole. The pole broke in the middle and fell right on the top of the roof of my house, and the North Polar Bear fell through the hole directly into the dining room, wearing my hat over his nose. All the snow fell off the roof into the house. The snow melted and put out all the fires in the house. More water ran down into the cellars where I was storing this year's presents. North Polar Bear broke his leg on top of all that. He's well now, but I was so cross with him that he says he won't try to help me again. I expect his feelings are hurt, and I hope they are mended by next Christmas. Well, I send you a picture of the accident and of my new house on the cliffs above the North Pole with beautiful cellars in the cliffs. If you can't read my shaky old writing, 1,925 years old, you must get your father to do it for you. When you learn to read and write, you must write your own letters to me. Lots of love to all from Father Christmas. I'm more shaky this year. It's the North Polar Bear's fault. There was the biggest boom in the world, followed by the most monstrous fireworks ever seen. North Pole turned black. All the stars fell out of place. and the moon broke into 4 pieces. The man in the moon fell into my backyard, and then the poor man ate quite a lot of my Christmas chocolates till he felt a little bit better, so he could climb back to mend the moon and tidy up all those stars. Then I found out that the reindeer were running all over the country, breaking reins and ropes, and even tossing presents up into the air. And you know, the reindeer were all packed up to start, you see, just this morning. It's a sleigh load of chocolate things I always send to England early. Hope yours are not badly damaged, because they're good chocolates. And isn't the North Polar Bear silly? And you know he's not a bit sorry, not a bit. Well, I've tried to draw a picture of all of this chaos, but I'm much too shaky to do it properly. So maybe you can draw a better picture from my description. With all my love, Father Christmas. It has been so bitter at the North Pole lately, really cold here, that the North Polar Bear has spent most of his time asleep, and I've been shivering. But poor Bear has been less helpful than usual this year. What do you think the poor old bear has been up to this time? It is a light Christmas, I'm glad to say. The northern lights have been especially good. We had a bonfire this year to please North Polar Bear and to celebrate the coming in of winter. And the snow elves let off all the rockets, which surprised both of us very much. Here is my latest portrait, Father Christmas Packing, 1931. If you find that not many things you asked for have come, and perhaps not quite so many as sometimes, remember that this Christmas all over the world there are a terrible number of shortages and hungry people. I and also my green brother have had to do some collecting of food and clothes and toys for the children whose fathers and mothers cannot give them anything, sometimes not even dinner. You will all wonder what's the news. If all has gone well, and if not, who's to blame, and whether Polar Bear has earned a mark, good, bad, or fair. Well, good, bad, or fair for his behavior since last winter. Well, first he trod upon a splinter and went on crutches in November, and then one cold day in December he burned his nose and singed his paws upon the kitchen grate, because without the help of tongs he tried to roast hot chestnuts. Wow, he cried, and used a pound of butter, best to cure the burns. He would not rest, but on the 23rd he went and climbed on the roof. He meant to clear the snow away that choked the chimney up. Of course he poked his legs right through the tiles, and snow and tons fell on his bed below. He has broken saucers, cups, and plates, and eaten lots of chocolates. He's dropped large boxes on my toes and trodden tin soldiers flat in rows. He's overwound engines and broken springs. He's thumbed new books and burst balloons and scribbled lots of smudgy runes on my best paper and wiped his feet on scarves and hankies folded neat. And yet he has been on a whole a very kind and willing soul. You know my friends too well to think that there are really quarrels here. We've had a very jolly year. But now the rhyme must catch the mail. A special messenger must go in spite of the thick falling snow, or else this won't get down to you on Christmas Day. It's 2:30. We've got quite a ton of crackers still to pull and glasses still to fill. Our love to you on this Noel, until the next one, fare you well. Ho, 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 ho. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. From all of us at the North Pole, ho, 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 ho.
How nice. What a lovely way to end the show tonight.
Indeed it was. Hey, Alfie, before we end this virtual party, can you give us a final update on Santa? Will he be ready for Christmas Eve?
Sure, Hugo. I see all the elves are scurrying, getting the toys ready and wrapped and packed on the sleigh. And now maintenance checks are happening tonight. And the elf guests are putting on the reindeer, and everyone is happy and in high spirits. It looks like Santa will be on track for a clear takeoff on Christmas Eve. Be sure to watch that sky.
Well, thank you so much for that important update. We'd like to thank all of our puppet artists for sharing their outstanding talents. And a big, big thank you to Alison Sulak, our online tech master, our producer, Joyce Hutter, and of course a special shout out to Heather B. Henson and the Puppet Slam Network for their very generous support in making tonight's show possible.
And thank you, Hugo, for being such a fantastic musical host. And a very big thank you to you, all our virtual audience. I thank you for watching. And from all of us to all of you, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hugo, how about a song to sing us for the road?
Oh, well, how about this one? Everybody, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, everybody. And we hope we all have a better 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's do one more verse. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.